Shalom, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakar double honors to the elders for preaching his word truthfully and sincerely, and shalom to the Akim scattered to the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to your Akim out there, and this is another sit-down lesson of another article I'm about to bring out from RT.com. And this regards to finances of, from a different country besides the United States. And this was published January 2nd, 2023. And this is from Business News of RT.com. And it reads, Russia to double yuan share, right? Because Russia and China, they share economic ties with one another, military cooperation and economic ties with one another due to the economic sanctions from Western countries in the United States as well too. So I want to add a note to that. As you have countries separating from the euro dollar and the United States dollar as well too, which I did videos on that of last year in December, I believe, around that time. So I had to add a note to that, and it reads, read it again for edification's sake of this lesson. Russia to double yuan shares in rainy day fund, finance ministry says. The key national reserve no longer hold British pound or Japanese yen. And it says the maximum share of Russia's national wealth fund, the NWF, that can be held in Chinese yen will be doubled to 60% as Moscow further reduce exposure to the currency of the unfriendly nations, which we know who those are. The unfriendly nations, which is the United States and Western countries as well too, which are allies. Which are enemies to China and Russia. It says the French ministry has announced the permit shares of gold in the NWF will be doubled to 40%, while the balance in the British pound and the Japanese yen have been reduced to zero, the ministry added. It says the funds will accumulate revenue from oil export, which is created to support the national pension system and to help cover the budget deficits which needed. The assets of the fund amount of $186.5 billion as of December 1st. The Russia Finance Ministry is continuing its consent reduction of the shares of currency of unfriendly states and the structure of a national wealth fund asset, the ministry stated. The current structure of the NWF has been better adapted to the challenges facing the Russian Federation and the current microeconomic and geopolitical conditions expressed. And it says the head of the ministry, Anton Silyunov, if I pronounce his name right, said earlier that amongst the currencies of friendly countries, the yen has the characteristics of a reserve currency and sufficient liquidity on the domestic foreign exchange market to the greatest extent. The yen has been squeezed out the US dollar in a trade on the Moscow exchange, according to the Yuri Denslow. the head of the board, he said recently that the yen ruby trading volumes will surpass double ruby trading volumes in 2023 as finance links between Moscow and Beijing continues to strengthen. Right, that stronger relations between China and Russia, definitely on the economic scale. So they're going to be they're going to be increasingly economic partners. And I believe they had a meeting not too long ago. I said like sometime last week of their military cooperation and economic ties cooperation as well too, due to the economic sanctions that they was harshly facing, especially throughout the year 2022, as it's continuing on in 2023 as well too. So yeah, that's what we have it right here. As you have Russia to double yen share in a rainy day fund ministry. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying of this news article that I just brought out. This was recently of Russia to double yen share in rainy day fund finance ministry. You know, as we're getting a step more closer to everything being a digital currency, it's going to be a full mandatory of digital currency. And it shows you that the paper dollar of these countries is not going to be more valued because we're going to be living in a day of current, modern day current age of everything is going to be full digital currency, you know, because we already know right now everything it's digital, like you making your payments, you know, paying your cell phone bill or your bills online, you know, quick access during your credit cards and stuff like that. So we already into that already, but we're entering a phase of everything is going to be a full digital currency because you're going to have your personal information is going to be stored of everything's being digital, you know, not like you know, it's going to be like paperless. Just like you have a paperless bill and you read your online billing statement online, which is paperless. You know, you're going to have the form of a paper currency. It's not going to be more value. Everything is going to be a full implement and mandatory of digital currency because countries already been doing it. I believe that was in India, places like Switzerland, places like Nigeria, places in Ghana, you know, China and Russia is on that list. And many more countries are going to follow that lead as well too, you know. That's why you've been seeing the countries like I mentioned before, China, Russia, and India, and many more countries are separating from the euro dollar and the currency of the paper dollar as well from the United States, you know. So we're living in a day of age of everything is going to be a full mandatory of digital currency, you know. And that's that MOTB, that Karagma, you know, which is being, you know, especially in the year 2023, is going to be pushed even more and more now, you know. A full digital currency of the paper dollar is going to be no more value, you know. That's why you're seeing these nations in these different countries doing that gold and rubies and silvers and stuff like that, you know. So that shows you a increasing more and more sign of a paperless dollar, you know, from all these countries, you know, even though it's still currently attached with the still having value of the dollar, but it's going to be paperless and it's going to be a full digital currency in modern day times that we're currently in, you know. So I just want to add a note to that, you know, that's future things and what's about to come, you know. We see even more close signs of that in regards to the economic sense, you know. So with that, I hope this sit-down lesson was edifying. This news article that I just brought out as well too. And I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to. Yeah, you made those fries quick. Thanks. So with that, I would like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Wakar Kadash. Double honors to the elders, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom in the Bible. Shalom to you Akim out there.